Hey guys, so here's your video for September 9th. Just going to kind of go through it today a little bit. Goal is to kind of label some books, go over what a typical day looks like, and then get acquainted with your books a little bit. So first off, in your supply list, you should have had like 7 notebooks. And at some point, I need you to label one of those notebooks math and another one science. Doesn't matter which color you choose there, but just make sure those are labeled, one for math, one for science. And we're going to use that science one today at some point, but you'll need those later on for sure. And then another thing you're going to do today is complete pages 1 through 3 in your math journal. And really, if you want to take those out right now, I'm going to flip to those as well, and we can kind of go through those together. So I'm going to flip to page 1 in your math book, and it's just kind of a welcoming statement. And I'm not going to read it, but it kind of goes through, here are the things we cover this year. And then what it wants you to do is answer these 3 questions. So flip through Unit 1, pages 1 through 52. What's something that looks interesting to you? What's something that you're curious about? Write it in there. Question 2, what topics are new to you, or what looks new to you? So write that in there. And then number 3, find a graph that you like. What does it represent? So an example could be, so I found one that is a dot plot that is representing pumpkin seeds. So I would just write dot plot that represents pumpkin seeds. So it's a graph, and then you explain what it's representing there. So there's page 1. Complete that for me. Flipping to page 2, we're talking about statistical questions. And I want you to skip number 1. This is me attempting to cross it out. I don't have my stylist with me right now, so we'll cross it out like that. So just skip number 1, and then we'll flip to number 2. So number 2 says, compare the columns below and the statements below, and use your observations to determine what is a statistical question. So if I look at these, I'm looking for things that stand out to me from one column to the next. So if I look at statistical questions versus the non-statistical questions, ooh, that's a mouthful, what sticks out to me? And then you just kind of write that down here. What a statistical question is for you. And just give me what you can, and then we'll kind of go over that. So take some time, write in that answer. I'm going to pause so that you can write that in. Okay, then we're going to flip to page 3. And on page 3, we're going to adjust this on the fly a little bit. I don't know if you'll fully have access to your books, and nor do I really think you need to. But the gist of this is using statistical questions, if it is one or not, and how to use it. So we're going to go through these and decide, are these statistical questions? And then go from there. So number 1, it says, find the United States. State facts data section. This section starts on page what? We're going to skip that. Okay, I don't necessarily need you to dig through books right now, and I'm not going to give you that hardcover book, so we're skipping that. The next question, part A, is what is the population of your state? And it's not necessarily asking you to figure that out right away. The first thing we have to do is decipher, is that a statistical question or not? Well, I could quickly look that up. I can ask Siri right on my phone, and she can spit out that answer. And that tells me right there that it is not a statistical question. In order for it to be a statistical question, I'd have to do some research and figure out that answer. It's just not a quick Google. So I'll even ask Siri while I'm on here. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. What is the population of Minnesota?
As of 2015, The population of Minnesota was 5,489,594.
Thanks, Siri. You're awesome. So roughly 5.4 million people. That was a quick answer that Siri just spit out to me. Okay, it means it's not statistical. Now, if we look at the next one, it says, what is the average population of a state in the United States? Well, that's not something that Siri can necessarily just spit out to me. That's something that I might have to do a little research for. And I might have to look up all the state populations and then add them all together and divide by 50. That right there, when I am required to do that much work, that means it is statistical. And all I want you to put right here is the word yes. And that just means that yes, that one is statistical. Okay, for the rest of the page, if you can answer the question quickly, go for it. But really, I'm looking for these, which ones are statistical. So I want you to tell me out of 2, 3, 4, and 5, out of these A and B ones, just give me a yes or no. That's really what I'm looking for. If they are statistical, put yes. If they're not, you can put no. So that's kind of what we're looking for there. I'm not going to stress too much about if you can find the answer or not. Just really want to know, is it statistical? Yes or no. Okay. If we go back to your lesson for today, this document, your assignment is math boxes 1-1 on page 4. And I'm just going to quickly show you that. So if I flip over to page 4, if it lets me. There you go. Still got some writing there. Just do your best on these with math boxes. If you don't know already, there's usually 5 or 6 of them. 2 are things that you should know or things from the past. 2 are things we're currently studying. And then 2 are typically things we haven't covered yet. So you will struggle at math boxes. That's fine. But what I'm really looking for is putting your best effort into this. Could take 15 minutes, somewhere in that range. So just do what you can on those. And again, what I'm really looking for is effort. Send me a chat if you have any questions on those pages 1 through 4. If not, we'll go through it a little bit more tomorrow.